Hey guys, Ningen here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to talk about some interesting bits of news from today, both for JP and for Global. First of all, we're going to cover the big news that everyone's been talking about, which is the Super Vegito EZA details have been released. Shout out to Hydros, this tweet was a few days ago, but obviously because the stats are worked out through specific calculations, he's able to see what the full stats will be for a unit when they're finally EZA'd, before the EZA actually goes live in the game. So this was posted a little while ago. So as you can see, 18,407 HP, 18,705 attack, and 10,474 defense. Now, if we have a quick look at Rainbow Physical Super Vegito, we got 16, 15, and what's that, 10, 6. So his defense is slightly lower, and then his attack and HP are significantly higher, which is very, very good. And then, of course, remember the fact that Super Vegito Physical gets no defense from his passive, as well as the fact that his damage mitigation is lower than AGL Super Vegito. So Physical Super Vegito has always been one of those weird units where obviously you kind of used him mainly for his leader skill, but on like Potara, it was actually, I still preferred using the AGL Super Vegito, especially because being an older unit, mine was rainbowed, whereas I got a dupe for this guy fairly quickly and then didn't pull another copy of him for forever. So I still preferred the AGL one. So I guess we can see the AGL one, very, very good stats. Very nice indeed. So then shout out to Talon who posted the translations. Obviously we saw the details for the Android 18 and 17 EZAs. They are both pretty decent as well. Obviously I'm not going to go over them, but the information's obviously there on the screen if you want to read it. But so AGL Super Vegito. So obviously we knew his leader skill would be this 4 key HP attack and defense 100%. That's what all the other ones have gotten, so it was pretty obvious that was going to happen. Then he does immense damage and raises allies attack by 35%. So that's a big buff on what it was originally. I remember when I first noticed the fact that obviously this not only applies to your allies but to yourself, like back when I was first playing the game, the fact that after super attacking his counters were doing more damage. So 35% is a pretty significant amount. It's higher than most support units outside of the few 40% ones that we have. So that's pretty cool because, I mean, he's designed to be in the first slot, and we'll see that from his passive as well. So he mitigates damage by 80%, which is very, very good, and counters with tremendous power of normal attacks only. So obviously that's basically the same. And then if HP is 40% or below, see enemy super attacks. If you're attacked, then attack and defense 40%. So he does clarify in some of the replies. So this 40% attack and defense is for that turn only. So this is what I say about he's designed to be put in the first slot. Because you put him in the first slot, he takes a hit. Kind of like Janemba's EZA, you need him to be hit. Like if you're starting a new fight or like a new round of Super Battle Road, he needs to be hit for his passive to fully kick in and become effective. So then he gets attack and defense 40%, but I think it was Goresh that I saw post about this as well. The leader skill, the support units on the rotation, the links, all of that stuff is factored into the attack stat before this will happen at the start. So once you get hit and this triggers, he's going to be hitting ridiculous attack stats, especially with this 35% buff as well. And then of course his defense, the defense isn't really super important. Like I used AGL Super Vegito obviously without his EZA on global for the Potara no item Super Battle Road run, and even on Super Battle Road he still takes double digits from normal attacks. So the defense I think is really just there to buffer him against super attacks, because obviously, you know, you always want to put him in front of a ton of attacks so he can fire off all those counters, but super attacks are really bad, especially in Potara Super Battle Road, where the last enemy you fight is a tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So if your HP is 40% or below at the start of the turn, he's going to show you where the enemy super attacks are. So if the super attack is not in the first slot, you've literally got carte blanche to just put him in the front slot and just let him go to town with his counters, with his passive active. He's going to be dealing out like million damage crit counters fairly easily on the Potara team. So yeah, he seems very, very good. This is the thing, I've seen a lot of people already saying that they think he's bad, or I've even seen a comment saying that they think he's trash, but then I think you'll probably see that on literally everything that ever gets like posted about Dokkan, to be fair. But we were already talking before his EZA was revealed that they really didn't need to do a lot to make him really good. And obviously when we look at those stats, just by having that stat increase, thinking about how good he still is now without his EZA, that already is a huge bonus. And then you think about the ideal scenario where you put him in the front slot and there's no super attack coming. Like, the amount of damage that he's going to be able to put out by himself is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, we've all seen those times on Super Battle Road or in an event with multiple enemies where you'll get those random turns where almost all the attacks are stacked up in the first slot. So even if you're on full health and you can't see the fact that a potential super attack is coming, as long as one of those units isn't tech, you can just put him in the first slot. If the first attack he gets hit with is a normal attack, he's going to get that 40% defensive buff. And so then even if he does get super attacked, he's not going to take as much damage as he would have normally. So personally, I think that's very good. I do feel like if they'd gone if they'd gone crazier than this, then he would absolutely be busted and be probably one like the best unit in the game. And I feel like they're probably never going to do that with an EZA unit. I know the argument can be made for Janemba being one of the best TURs, but if they make a unit like this the best unit in the game, which obviously some of us have had if we've been playing for a long time, I've had him rainbowed long before EZAs were even announced to be a thing. So you're getting a unit that is basically the best unit in the game upgrade, and you already have them rainbow. So I think he's very, very good. I definitely want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Obviously, this is coming out for JP soon, so for Global we're going to have to wait a few months, maybe even longer, who knows, because Golden Freezer, we should have had his one already, and we still haven't had that, so who knows. And then the other bit of news that I wanted to cover is the update 4.6.1 is announced to be coming for Global, which should be after the maintenance, which is coming very soon. There's a couple of things that are sort of interesting, but not really that important, like the ability to sell all of your Hercule statues in one go. Well, you can sell 99 at a time. So if you have less than 99, you can sell them all in one go, which I guess is fairly useful. This is kind of cool because I found on the odd occasion that I've been checking this. If you check a unit in the growth menu, you can now get to the reverse Dokkan Awaken stuff, which is quite useful, and hidden potential as well. So just shortcuts to make it a little bit more useful. And now you can switch through the treasures in the barbershop by swiping rather than just clicking on the little arrows at the top, which again, just a little quality of life upgrade, which is quite nice. Using the tag function in Ultimate Clash, I don't think honestly I've ever even noticed that you couldn't do that, because I always just filter my units by the monotypings, but there you go. And then, wow, is it really, did I miss it? Yeah, it's literally just here. It's like it's not even that important, but added certain summon animations. New animations will be added to the process of performing summons. So, what this most likely is the new animations that JP got. And it's kind of cool because we're going to be getting this just before whatever the big hype thing is that's coming for Christmas. Like, remember, Kawaii and the data miners have been hinting that something big is coming to Global, probably Global exclusive like Hit was last year, but we don't have any sort of confirmation. But something big is coming, and from some of the stuff I've seen people, I think even D3 posted something about it, it's apparently something that people will be hyped for, so I'm very interested to see what it is. But we're going to get the new summons to go along with those. If you don't know what those are, I've brought up the thing on the wiki here. There's a section, because they're only on JP at the moment, where we can have a look at them. So there's basically an equivalent of the Panties double screen crack, which is just a slightly different one. It says it functions similarly to the Panties one, so it doesn't actually, I don't know if that means it will always be after a double screen crack, but guarantees an LR or a Dokkan Fest. Then there's a slightly different background, which apparently doesn't mean anything. But then if you see, this is one of the things that's big, which is really new, right? We're all used to at this point, when you see an animation that is guaranteed featured, and then you pull like the worst featured unit on the banner that you didn't want, right? So now we're starting to get animations with a newer meaning. So if you see the Goku Black Rift, you get a newly released LR or Dokkan Festival character. So what that means is, if we take, obviously we don't know what it's going to be for Christmas, so if we just take last year's Hit banner as an example, if you get that animation appear, you will get Hit in that multi-summon. So when Kale and Caulifla come to Global, if you get this animation, you get Kale and Caulifla in that animation and not one of the other featured SSRs, which is really cool. Then they've added new characters, so we've got 18 and 17, Beerus and Whis. If you get Krillin and 18 together, that's an LR or featured. 17 and 18 is one of those ones that can be LR featured or 3 SSRs. But this says here, unlike previous combinations, these will work even if they appear alongside other characters. So the example it shows here, Piccolo and Whis are there, but 17 and 18 are there as well, so that would be this one here. So LR featured or 3 SSRs. I'm guessing it means the same for if, say, 18, if 17 here was Krillin instead, it would be Krillin and 18. So then we have Trunks can show up carrying Future Mai. I think Trunks can show up on his own as well, but it doesn't show that here. That is another new combo, which is just a classic combo LR or Dokkan Fest character. Then if Beerus or Whis are flying alongside Goku, there's a chance for Whis to do the time rewind. If both Beerus and Whis are present, this animation is guaranteed. It reverses the animation to before the blast was fired and then plays the Vegito Blue animation, which you can see on the side here. So Whis appears, taps the staff, time rewinds, which looks really cool, and then you start again essentially and get the Vegito Blue animation. And this is another one, this is the newly released LR or Dokkan Fest, so if you see this, you've pulled the new hotness, so that's really good. And now you can also get a Potara fusion if you get golden text come up when you do the summon, and it says here even if Vegeta isn't flying alongside Goku, so little bit of an extra opportunity to get those Super Vegito animations. Zeno can appear at the top of the screen after pulling down. This is another one, it guarantees the newly released LR or Dokkan Fest, so that's really cool. Obviously those ones, all these ones that are the newly released ones, obviously they're going to be the rarest ones, so chances are you might not ever see them. Shout out to the old Shenron animation, if you remember that from the old animations. Back before I think we even had GSSR. I think I literally saw this once and it was a guaranteed SSR animation. So shout out to you, let me know in the comments if you ever saw the Shenron animation. And then there's also a new one for Super Saiyan God. It doesn't mean anything different, but it's sort of, if you see this come up, it basically guarantees you're getting Super Saiyan God. So instead of the normal art, you're seeing these Super Saiyan Goku arts from the anniversary cards. Then the God art appears, and it's guaranteed. So as soon as you see that first Super Saiyan 1 Goku with his holding one finger up, that's the animation you're going to get. It basically guarantees you're going to get a God animation, which is 3 SSRs, which I'm sure, as we all know from experience, could be 3 trash SSRs, but you can get features in there as well. And then apparently there is a blue Goku animation in the files, but it's not been used yet. And then I didn't actually see this one before, but if you actually watch the animation here, an LR or Dokkan Fest character is guaranteed if the Kamehameha wave lingers for a bit longer before it hits the target. So if you watch it from now, it definitely seems to take a little bit longer than normal, and that is another guaranteed pull animation. So those should be coming to Global very soon. The maintenance is announced in the news. Partly, I think that will be for the World Tournament stuff, but they might be adding these in as well. They might add them into the files and then they won't go live until the Christmas stuff, maybe, who knows, because there won't be a new banner until we find out what the Christmas stuff is going to be. So there you go, that is the big news for JP and for Global. We got the EZA Vegito details and a load of new stuff coming to Global. Obviously there's the Dokkan Now thing that's going to be coming. I think the live stream is within the next 24 hours, so we'll try and cover all the information on that once it becomes available. And yeah, lots of hype stuff going to be happening on Global. I'm very excited to see what the Christmas stuff is going to be. Let me know if you have any predictions or any hopes, what you think we might see on Global Dokkan to end out the year. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.